So let's make our logo a little more advanced. Before we do that, I wanted to show you some examples of several different logos. And I want you to look, they're all animal logos. And they're basic shapes. Like if we look at this line, we see the black area, but then we also see like a gold area and a dark gold area. And the question becomes, when you're tracing a photograph of an animal, how do you come up with all these interesting shapes? How do you come up with like what might be this dark red area of the bull, or the medium red versus the black area versus the horns? You know, they're pretty interesting shapes going on here. We look at this bear and we'll see there's a light gold area, a darker gold, a black, and white shape, or even this gorilla. And these are pretty nice logos. They're more complex than just a basic silhouette. So let's take a look at our bear for a second that we were working on. If you look at the bear on the left, that's what we left up with yesterday. And then what I'd like you to do is to get some more complicated graphics to make it a more unusual and interesting and appealing logo like the one on the right. So to do this, we're going to use well, there's a couple ways you could do this. You could use the curvature tool, but I think we're going to use the pencil tool. So I want you to get your pencil tool, and if you can't see it, it's under the brush, okay? And I'm going to try to outline these areas. So this is where the creativity really comes into play. You kind of have to think to yourself when you're doing this, what would look good for this creature? So I'm going to start by kind of drawing in some teeth here. And you can I'm going to show you kind of how I would do it, and then I'd like you to take a stab at it to kind of make it your own, okay? I'm basically kind of outlining some of the perimeters of the shapes that I see. Oh, and I already lost that one. Here we go. Sorry, I forgot when you draw the shape on top of the black bear, fill it in white. And this part is super creative because you really have to think to yourself, what is going to look good? And you'll see how to fill it in, you could press the fill square and keep your outlines empty. I'm going to zoom out a little bit just to give you an idea. So I would like you to try and draw some shapes on your own. If you're completely lost and you're like, I have no idea how to do this, you can look at the one on the right here to give you some ideas, but this does not have to be the only idea that you do. There's a bazillion different ways that you could outline this bear to make it look more complicated. So give it your best shot, and then I want you to save this as your Illustrator file. So when you're finished, make sure that you're going to File, Save As. Keep this as an AI file, okay? And that's so that you can go back in and work on it, and then attach it to your Google Classroom. Thank you. Bye-bye.